Working. Do you want to just try your camera and just make sure that's all looking okay, Laura?
Can you hear me? Can you
I
see me?
can hear, I can see you.
Okay.
Dante,
Do you want to just
Penny,
try your camera and just make sure
that's
that's all
the
looking okay,
recording.
Laura?
Cool. Okay. All good. We're ready to go. Okay. Let me share my screen. No, let's get it running first. Okay. Um, all right. Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining. We'll start in 1 minute for the session focused on ESOs and the Africa Tech Startup Forum program. Actually, okay, start sharing my screen now, and we'll go live. So let me just get up to the front. Penny, just from your side, can you see my screen? Is it scrolling through nicely?
Yes, it is.
All right. Great. Thank you to everyone who's joined today. This is, as mentioned, a specific focus session on the ESOs of Africa Tech Startup Forum. Everyone who has joined is an entrepreneurial support organization that is signed up as one of our tech ventures of the program. But it's come apparent to us that we need to tweak our program a little bit and show a bit more focus on what the ESOs want to gain out of the program. So thank you for bearing with us. With this being a pilot program, we obviously want to listen to what everyone said and make sure that we tailor the program. So today's session is really about what we've got planned over the next little while and specifically over August, and what we are trying to plan together for you so that there is more focus on the ESOs instead of just being quite focused on the larger group of startups of the program. So please, as we go through this, please make note on the chat. If you've got questions, if you've got suggestions, please, we really want your suggestions. It's a real time for you to let us know what you want out of the program, what you see you could benefit from, what extra things really will help you within the project. So please come back to us and yeah, we on the chat and let us know if you aren't able to get it out of your head and like really articulate it within the chat. Please do send us a little email afterwards, and we'll take that into account. And yeah, we'll work with that within the constraints of the program. So just what I'll go through today is just so everyone starts understanding who's involved. We're going to introduce the ESOs that are involved in the program, that have committed to joining the program or are in the process of it. The benefits of this current program that's working, because I think that's very key as well, just understanding the importance of what's happening with the program and certain sessions that are really good for you. So we'll look at those workshops that are really strong, regardless of you being a tech venture, as a tech startup or a tech ESO. We're going to talk to you a little bit about the new stuff that we got coming up. So the fireside chats that we're putting together, very quick programs that are really focused again on ESOs. We'll talk about some specific training that we are suggesting, so some suggested ideas, and we'd love your feedback on the chat about that as well. Also, some information on the one-on-one B2B meetings for ESOs and various collaboration opportunities that have been requested in the program, and the opportunity finally for you to be in South Korea. So we'll go through that. So just quickly, so everybody knows the sort of split of where ESOs are coming from. That is it. So quite a lot from Uganda, but we've got from Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Rwanda, South Africa, and Egypt. The only country that we didn't manage to secure one is in Morocco. It was looking good, but unfortunately it didn't come through. But everywhere else and out of the 8 countries are represented. The These are the ESOs that have been involved so far and have confirmed. So these are the ones that are on the call today. You'll recognize some of your logos there. And that is, we've had questions from quite a few of you, how things are going and what's the development. And so just so everybody can start recognizing names. And these are key names for you to also know, because the whole point of Africa Tech Startup Forum as well is that a lot of the ESOs have started to work together. The tech ventures are starting to work together across the continent. So start recognizing names. We'll be looking at putting you into meetings as well over the next few weeks and months as well, to make sure that you're chatting together and you're working together so that opportunities can grow across you, and there can be collaborations as they go. So just again, some real program benefits for ESOs. So as mentioned, we have got some new fireside chat programs that are going on. They're going to be short, very punchy programs that happen in August, September, and October. We know that you're busy, you're running a company. We're not going to labor on it. They're going to be short and sweet. They're 20 to 30-minute presentations and a 20 to 30-minute Q&A afterwards, if that. If Q&A doesn't go on for longer, there'll be 40-minute sessions. So really very quick, and I'll show you some information about that. We're looking at specific ESO training, so we'll go through that today and just have a look at the suggested ideas, and mention some good feedback from you would be well appreciated on that. And we're starting to look at putting that together as well. Market access, again, we'll be introduced to various investors, other ESOs, other opportunities and funders. And we've been doing a lot of that in the background in the last few weeks, and I'll show you some information about that. And then there's obviously mentorship and guides that ESOs will be given opportunity to chat to some mentors and opportunity to connect with people over the program as well. So first of all, just to get this out of the way, because a few of the ESOs have come to us and said, this is very focused on tech startups. We don't know if it's exactly right for us. We've done 3 modules already, so I'm not going to worry about those. And thanks for those who joined those. But really, these are the next up and coming ones. So what we've noticed is that in our modules in August, those, our 5th, 6th, and 7th one, not necessarily so focused on ESOs, and those are the ones we're looking to really cover. But looking at the others, they really are. So the various few are definitely great for any business, be you an ESO, be a training company like Uber, be a business development company or consultancy like Catalyze ourselves, or a startup. These are fundamentally part of running a company. So Module 4, a definite one, so business planning and strategy. So it's coming, that has been presented by Karen Eckstein. Karen has been developing ESOs and incubators for the last few years. European funding, huge opportunities, amazing experience in that. So just by being in that session with her, like planning and strategy of your company, and an ESO is a company at the end of the day, you've got to be making money, bringing money in, and spending money on things and making opportunities for your ESO. So really, business planning and strategy is a key part of it. The other module, module 8, we had a look at, and understanding what your business model is. I'm going through that at the moment as a company as well. Understanding how to structure my company, how to make sure that I optimize all my teams and my verticals of my company as keen. And someone like Warren Cronje comes with huge experience as well on setting up all kinds of programs and businesses as well. So I really think that is a key one to look at. Again, Warren will be presenting on financial preparation. Again, if your ESO is wanting to develop in the next few years, you have to be financially prepared. It's the same with me. As I said, I'm going through a program myself at the moment, and finance is the number one thing. That's where everything starts. So, if you cannot bring funding in, if you cannot get sales in, if you cannot support the program that you're running and yourself at the end of the day, it's not going to go anywhere. So really making sure you understand your cash flows is key. And Warren has run some amazing ventures, and he'll be able to give you some great insight into that. Then 10, 11, 12. This is commercialization really of what you're doing. So you have to look at your growth strategy as an organization. Are you moving into another country? Are you developing it in your own country into other regions? What is your growth strategy? What is your plan to build your ESO at the moment? And that is key, whether you're a tech venture, startup, or ESO. Investor relations, I mean, huge. Probably more focused on you as an ESO than the tech startup within this module. You are looking at relations with funding bodies around the world. Where do you actually source that funding for your ESOs, and where do you source that funding for your tech ventures as well? Where's that opportunity coming from around the world? So that is huge. Someone like Diego is presenting on that. Diego comes from running accelerators himself. He's run a huge accelerator across North Africa. So a super, super focused on, and as I said, I would say this is more focused on an ESO than a startup. So definitely already within our structure is module 11 focused on you. And then module 12, pitching. Everybody needs to pitch. I'm pitching constantly to everyone. Ubu, who's joining us today, Lara will speak to us shortly. They're pitching programs all the time. You have to be able to pitch. You have to be able to articulate what your offering is. And someone like Christian, who is presenting on something like that, is years of experience building accelerators across the continent, making programs available to international people to fund as well. He's based in Canada, but his projects have been launching across Africa lately. So again, he has been working with various ESOs and working out how they pitch and how they get funding in. So also a key thing. So really, those are the key modules that I would say you have to be involved in. As I've mentioned, 5, 6, and 7 are much more focused on developing a startup and prototypes and getting themselves set. But really, these are the key modules. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 are super, super important for your ESOs. Some of them more important than for ESOs than for startups. So what else are we doing? We've listened to you. We've started looking at different things. There was always an idea to bring in extra speakers and programs and extra fun things, but we've escalated this now and we've started speaking to a lot of different programs. So our fireside chats, just so you understand, again, we're running them between August and October. So August, September, October, we'll run between 7 and 10 of these fireside chats. Very quick. We don't want to take up your time. We don't want to take up more of our own time. We want them to be relevant, informative programs. So 20 to 30-minute presentation. If we can get it below 20 minutes, that's also great. Getting to the crux, what the opportunity is, and then a 10 to 15-minute Q&A. So very short, sweet, informative. No responsibility for you to get involved, but great thing. There's like no commitment from you, but we are opening this up to various other ESOs as well. So they won't be allowed to be involved in the modules, but they'll be invited to this. So the opportunity for you to see who else is out there, connect with them, and then take it to the next step as well on a one-on-one meeting that we provide for you. People that we've got lined up so far, upcoming sessions. Founders Factories are going to do something. Founders Factory invest in all kinds of startups across the continent. They're super excited about it. They want to know about all the different ESOs. They want to meet with them. They want to find out what the opportunity is, what they haven't seen across the continent. So they're very keen. Ocean Hub Africa is the leading blue accelerator across the continent at the moment. So they have actually started giving out their blueprint to running a blue accelerator across Africa at the moment. They're training other people. They're training accelerators. And they're super excited to meet more ESOs. That's what they're looking for at the moment, to get more people running blue incubators across the continent. So they will be one of our presenters. Silicon Overdrive, the guys who give out AWS credits and give you access to those, they're also super keen to hear from you. They want to showcase what is going on there. That's LSEG is London Stock Exchange. They also want to present how the opportunity is in the future for getting involved in the London Stock Exchange. Very, very keen on Africa. They've got a whole Africa division at the moment, and they want to start chatting to you and showing you what's available in the UK at the moment. There's quite a few people in the UK that are very keen, and we'll look for more as well. Korea, obviously, we'll have something with our Korean partners, Korea Startup Forum, and getting them to present something and talking about that was always a planned session. So that will go ahead, but we'll be looking at doing that a little bit more focused on ESOs. And then we've spoken to Corinthia. They're an Austrian group that are looking to get people to come and set up their operations and get access to the European market through them. So they're very excited. They're pushing co-production and connection between Austrian companies and African companies at the moment. So very, very, very keen to do stuff with you. And these are just 6 of the ones that we've started chatting to at the moment. We'll be over the next few months, we're going to speak to more and more and more, and hopefully get closer and closer to that 10 mark that we're looking for. But again, short fireside chats, really looking at how ESOs can benefit from various things that are available at the moment. So lots of cool stuff coming. Cool. And that brings us to Laura. Can you join us, Laura, to give us some ideas on the suggested topics for training?
Thanks, Rex, and thanks for going through all your slides and the information that you shared. I think one of the important points that Rex mentioned, although he focused on the sessions that are really key for ESOs, I think as an ESO that is trying to assist other SMMEs, it would be great for you to join those other sessions because you will see the pain points a lot clearer and you may be able to problem solve a lot clearer within your ambit in working with your clients going forward. So we propose some additional training, and this is proposed modules that we're working on together to see how we can incorporate this into the training. And module 1 would be around program development and implementation. So it's really designing support programs. Where do you even begin when you design a support program? What are the absolutely crucial and critical elements? What does the content look like? Where do you even begin with that? And when you're implementing a support program, what are the various ways in which you could implement? Particularly when you're doing cross-continent or maybe at an international level. Next slide, please, Rex. Thank you. Module 2 is really focusing on your market and outreach. So developing your brand, positioning yourself as the ESO of choice. How do you ensure that you're able to capture your share of the market? How do you position yourself as really the premier provider in your space? We need to talk through some digital marketing strategies and really engaging stakeholders, what we believe are the key elements for an ESO going forward. Next slide. Module 3 is monitoring, evaluation, and learning, and this is absolutely critical and key. Also for sharing with your donors and your funders and your clients, but I think also for yourselves as an organization that is working within this particular space. I think it's incredibly important developing your frameworks, deciding which means of data collection is important, and what are the learnings that come from the data that you're able to collect. Next slide, please, Rex. And building a sustainable ESO. So what we've seen through our years of experience, Uber Africa has been in the marketplace for 25 years, is some ESOs come into the market for a short time and are unable to sustain and maintain. So what is key to sustaining your ESO and the ability to deliver and support the markets around you? Thanks, Rex.
Nice. Sorry. Right, back on. All right, cool. Thanks. I love how Zoom always overtakes everything that you do in life. So, okay, great. Thank you very much, Laura. So, I see a question, and I think I'll tackle it before we move on. And thanks from Witu. Thanks for your question. Do you have opportunities for content-based ESOs to offer part of the training either to your startups or other ESOs? Laura, would you like to answer that?
Rex, read it to me again. The
Do
question,
you
share it with me again. Yep.
do you have opportunities for content-based ESOs to offer part of the training either to your startups or other ESOs? Okay, so you're talking about collaboration with two. Yeah. So that's interesting.
So that's a great question. We are always open to collaboration. We have particular metrics that need to be fulfilled with our collaborators. But if you're a content creator and you're in the marketplace and you'd like to pitch to us, we'd absolutely be open to hearing from you and to receiving information from you. Very much so.
Yeah. Please, if you could drop an email to the team, info at Africa
Great.
Team Startup Forum, and then we will discuss that with Ubu and yeah, see how we can get you involved. That'd be awesome.
So in terms of this current program, we've pretty much gone through that process already of selecting our providers and our content. But perhaps going forward in the future, there's opportunity.
Great. Okay, and then just before, yeah, please feel free to add some more questions. We'll take them as they go. Just on the next step, we're going to tell you a little bit about our one-on-one B2B meetings. So there's some various opportunities for you here as well. So, you know, there's ESO to ESO meetings. We will be setting up meetings between yourselves and other ESOs, opportunities between the ESOs that are already on the program and each other as well as outside ESOs that are not part of the program. So there's one example of a Tebra ESO that's part of Africa Tech Startup Forum from Nigeria, but Flat Six Labs are not. They're from Egypt and they run various programs in Egypt and Rwanda and Ghana and various other regions. And they are very keen on meeting other ESOs and collaborating with them. So we'll be looking at having, as a start, ESO to ESO meetings. The second option is ESO to investors. So we've got quite a few investors, JDOC Capital is one example, that are very keen to learn what's going on in a region, and they are looking to meet with ESO. So someone like Innovation Spark Africa from Kenya are very keen on are getting involved and meeting with people, and we will put you in a meeting with JDOC Capital, for example. Others are ESO to funders. So someone like KLab, we're looking at get you involved with Adaverse, looking at funding people, getting involved in programs. So there's that option. And the other is between ESOs and corporates. Someone like Google, we're chatting to them, we're chatting to AWS, we're chatting to various other people. And someone like Hive Collab, we would be looking at putting you in a meeting with someone like that as well. So we are going to be, just wanted to break down the type of meetings that you'll be able to do during the program. There was questions of collaboration, and I think that was one opportunity. So from we two saying, can they be involved in the program? Outside of that, there are loads of other opportunities. By connecting the ESOs, there's opportunities for you guys to work together. There's opportunities to work with us as a program in the future as well. There's opportunities to work with Uvu in the future with their other programs. So please, get in we'll be getting you in contact, and that will be where the collaboration opportunities lie. Great. Then finally, just the other option is we are very, very keen on taking ESOs to South Korea with us. And this is a requirement of you being involved in the program and accessing the program. It is a requirement for you to join the program and be very active, and that's going to play a huge role in in the selection of who we take to South Korea with us. So we are going to have an amazing 2 weeks out there. The first week, we're going to be seeing people like Samsung, Future Play, Bon Angels, Hashed, all these different great people out in South Korea. Our partner Korea Startup Forum is going to be setting us up in all different site visits while we're out there. So really exciting. And then week 2, you get to go to Come Up Korea, and there's B2B matchmaking opportunities out at that event. So this carrot is still dangling above you, and as an ESO, we're very, very keen, because obviously you represent quite a lot of different companies, not just yourself. Travel is paid out to the event for you. So if you are actively involved in the program and really, really keen to get out there, filling in reports, doing what you have to do in the program, that gives you access to getting out to that event at the end of the year. So please keep that in mind as you go. And that's the end. We've gone to Q&A. Saber, thank you for your question. You said, can we have an international proposal writing session? Sounds very interesting. Laura, is that something that you've done in the past, or something that's is something nice to do?
That's a great suggestion, a good question, because I think there are different requirements at an international level when applying for funding or applying to tenders or grants. There isn't a one size fits all way in which to approach every international proposal opportunity, but we can definitely provide some guidelines and see if we can fit it some way into the modules. Thank you for the suggestion.
Great, thanks, Saba. Has anybody else got any other questions? Now's the right time to ask. Don't be shy. We can address them straight away, and it does help. Welcome to put up your hand as well if you want to ask it as in a question and speak to us. Can add you on there somehow. But yeah, otherwise, if you really are still not sure, please, you can drop that email to info@africatechstartupforum.com. That comes through to the team. We can look at it, we can decide, and we can get back to you and find a solution. Samantha, you have some questions. Let me see how I can get you to speak. 1 second. There we go. So Archer, you can ask us a question if you just put your mic on. If you want to put your camera, you can as well.
Yeah, thanks so much, Eric, for this exciting program.
Hey, Eric.
Mine actually is not a question, but it's a comment on this particular program. And I think it is a very necessary program for us, and it is coming at a very opportune time for us. Like for us, there is, as you have realized, Rex, is that there is so much opportunity and there is so much potential in Africa. People are so creative. There is so much ideas coming on board. Like for us in Innovation Spark Africa, we have not even done marketing for Innovation Spark Africa in Kenya. But already we have had almost slightly more than 10 companies that have presented their business plans and pitch decks to us. So we are trying to analyze their potential and also ascertain their state of startups, tech startups, and give them perhaps some capacity on how to develop great pitch decks that we can sell to investors. And I think this program actually brings so much potential for us as an ESO, so that we can find that capacity on how we can fetch investors for these tech startups that have presented pitch decks to us. And I think we really appreciate this opportunity. And I think it is going to be so beneficial to us. Thank you so much, Rex. And
thank you so much, Eric. Yeah, and that's great. Thanks for your point there. I mean, that is obviously key that, you know, companies like yourselves, an ESO like yourself is able to actually get involved in these kind of programs and make sure that you are learning a lot of the stuff that your startups are needing from you as well. So yeah,
Eric,
that's great.
I think the 10 companies that have come to you are very, very lucky. And I think they're very lucky to have come to a company like yours, which really has a vested interest in helping them succeed. And I think that has come through in your questions and your comments.
Well, thank you so much. Looking forward for an healthy working engagement with you guys.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you so much.
Great. And then, yeah, thank you very much, Chisori. So yeah, asking is there a structure to the ESO meetings? In some cases, yes. So what we will do is we will reach out to those ESOs and say that you're looking to meet, or they will reach out and say they want to meet with you. But then we'll ask them the question, what are you looking to get out of the meeting? What are there specific topics that you want to discuss? And we'll let you know. That will give the basis of that meeting that you have with them. So then you will go into a one-on-one meeting with them, and it could be structured, it could be open-ended. It just totally depends on how the meeting has been set up and developed from there. So that's great. Anybody else that wants to ask some questions before we run off to our busy lives? No more. Okay. Great. So thank you everyone for joining us today. We're trying to keep these nice, short and sweet. And Laura, thanks for presenting so quickly and on the ball there. We are very keen to hear from you as well, so don't be shy, but really this program is developing as it goes, and we're taking in your advice. So please tell us. We want to hear from you. We want to get you working closer with us. Really, if we don't know what you're thinking, we don't know how to help. So you have to let us know what you're thinking. You have to chat to us, and then we can make sure things are developing really nicely for you. But thank you everyone for joining today. It was really
Thank you,
great.
Rex.
And yeah, we will be in touch. My team, Penny and Delane and Kiara, will be in touch with you over the next few days as well. Just make sure everything's happening, and we'll keep you updated as the program is developing. Thank you. Have a lovely day.
Thank you, Rex.
Bye-bye.